you know I mean? What you know I mean? What you know about being down bad? Sleeping in the bando every night, but we ain't had no cash. That boy ain't righteous cause he keep on switching gang rads. We running down Draco, send his ass home to the land. I was in that mud with a stick, we used to be sharing pants. I told my brother keep it a brick, but keep a gun in your hand. I told my twin stick to the stick and don't give a nigga a chance. And free my bros in the jam, they locked up in that can. Wish they had another chance. SRT, eat the street, do the dash. I might just smash through your hood, fuck around, crash. That nigga tried it, boy, I know it, that's why I don't put that past. 2BF Tay walk around the hood with a bow and arrow on his back. I'm screaming, bring home, yeah, I'm telling nigga what the fuck crack. I put my bitch inside a penthouse, yeah, you know she a brat. I come through sideways, spinning, put his hood on wax. We been up all night, I swear to God, these glazers on crack. I'm out on bond right now, I hope my twin them don't stack. That bitch say add her on Clubhouse, tell that bitch I wanna chat. I up the rate, ain't no debate, you can check the numbers on the stats. I'ma keep on matching the gas to the max. What you know about being down bad? Sleeping in the bando every night, but we ain't had no cash. That boy ain't righteous cause he keep on switching gang rads. We running down Draco, send his ass home to the land. I was in that mud with a stick, we used to be sharing pants. I told my brother keep it a brick, but keep a gun in your hand.
Hello guys, welcome to Boxing Block Center, the home of Nigerian football boxing. And please, if you're new to this channel, make sure you click the like and of course the subscribe button right now. And also go to the notification bell icon, click it and select all so interrupt new banger, the new exclusive video. You will definitely be notified. We are live, and if you are able to join us, please do, because we're here to discuss about some recent happenings. By the way, the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth II, joined our sisters, a few days ago. Sad day for the UK, I guess, and some events like boxing and football have been cancelled, but rugby and cricket are still on. So basically, the government gave the sports organization or sport execs the right to decide, their faith, whether they want to continue doing what they're doing or not. So basically, every football, boxing cancelled due to the fact that the Queen died, and for respect. Well, my opinion is that I don't know more. Listen, I don't know much. Of course, I have a lot to say in regards to the British monarchy, and I still don't forget what happened 120 years ago in Benin Empire, where the British came and basically destroyed over 1,000 years of civilization. I have to say, man, it is what it is. But I know my brother Adewale has a lot to say to this. Let me just give him the mic. Adewale, how you doing, bro? How is Canada?
Yeah, Canada is good, man. Canada is one of the subjects of the British monarchy. Now we have a king in Canada. King, what's that guy's name? The Queen's was it the husband or the brother? I don't even know what the guy is.
His son, Charles. I think Charles.
Yeah, so that guy is now the head of state of Canada, technically, because the Queen was the head of state, and if he's now the highest monarch in the British Empire, that makes him the head of state of Canada. But I am just saying, there
is no British Empire anymore, bro. Come on, British Empire is long gone. I mean, you mean kingdom?
British Kingdom. You know what? At the height of the British monarchy, they controlled 1/3 of the world's population. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know.
And that situation, man. We come from different parts of Africa. It's really, really changed the course of our futures forever. A lot of us till this day are still going through the remnants of slavery, colonization. You have descendants of Africa in the Caribbean islands. They no longer identify with Africa. Now they claim different countries like Jamaica, Barbados, Trinidad, Saint Vincent, and then you go to United States of America. You go to Brazil. Brazil has millions of Africans, yeah, that were transported there during the time of slave trade, and now they've become Brazilian. Same thing in America, the United States.
But black Brazilians, they trade the African, they appreciate the African lineage though.
Yeah, for the most part they do.
I mean,
to be honest,
Brazilians, Cubans,
and that's where Luis Ortiz is from. Luis Ortiz. Oh, my boy, Yordenis Ugas. Yordenis Ugas he speaks the Lukemi. Lukemi is a variation of Yoruba language. Anyways, at the end of the day, it is what it is. The world is what it is. We, the people of African descent, it's our responsibility to educate ourselves on our history, because a lot of us don't know. And for that reason, we tend to follow the bandwagon, what the entire world is doing. As far as the monarchy is concerned, and we're not speaking about the individual, not necessarily Queen Elizabeth, because Queen Elizabeth is just a descendant of the monarchy. But unfortunately, that monarchy, we have no respect for it, because the monarchy perpetrated lots of evil in where we're from, destroyed thousands of years of civilization. It's all because of power, control, economic control, and it destroyed the futures of millions of people. Till this day, we are still going through it. And that's why we just have no respect for the monarchy. And unfortunately, the Queen represented that institution that we have no respect for. I'm not going to talk too bad about her.
It wasn't that during the Queen Elizabeth reign that the Mau Mau massacre occurred in Kenya, where over 1 million Kenyans were placed in a concentration camp, right? Same way like Nazi Germany did, with the Jews. But they were placed there and beaten to death, bro.
Man, you know what? I was on Twitter yesterday, bro.
I was on Twitter yesterday. I think it was during that time, right? It was during that time, right? It was.
I'm not sure. The revolution happened in 1952.
Yeah,
52
but
to 1960.
She came to power in 1952, and she was in Kenya then when that died.
Yeah, but then again, right? Like I said earlier, she as a human being, and I'm playing the devil's advocate. So the people that love the Queen, they should appreciate me for even giving her some support in what I'm about to say. Because if she was born into a family that has perpetrated slavery, colonization, and the destruction of millions of lives, then we can't necessarily blame her because she was born into it, because you don't have a choice where you were born into.
Yeah, but she could have changed it.
She could have, and I completely agree with you.
She never apologized once in her life to say, oh, Africa, Asia, or to people that are subjects, to say, we are sorry for what happened. My forefathers did this. I'm sorry. One of those things you just do.
Let's even talk about the Benin Empire. And you have a lot to speak about this, bro.
Yeah.
In the Benin Empire, the British came, they destroyed the empire, and they forced the empire to be a part of Nigeria. Now in 2022, the people of the Benin Empire, they have no benefits being a part of Nigeria. And the same thing applies to people from the Yoruba side, the Biafran.
Well,
everybody has different issues.
I'm not going to say we have no benefit being a part of Nigeria, bro. I'm a proud Nigerian, bro. Come on. But I'm not, listen, it's one thing to say, yeah, we know, listen, what really hurt me the most, it's not about these people amalgamating us together, but they brought different people entirely together to come and be one country. It's about they still controlling our leaders. Can you imagine that our leader, our president, current president, each time he's sick, each time he has fever, all he does is go to the UK and treat himself? Why you leave the wretched? And the British government know this, so literally they enable these leaders to definitely, you know what I mean, like do what they want with the citizens. I remember,
at the end of the day, man, I see that point that you made is a good point. Yeah. But I feel like if our leaders were real human beings with brains in their heads, then they should stand on their 2 feet and control their future.
Stand on their
Why can't you control your future?
They cannot.
These guys, you remember Thomas Sankara of Burkina Faso?
But they don't.
The guy was successful, man.
But
This
what
guy had cut ties
Yeah,
with the
but
French colonial
but
powers.
What happened to
Burkina Faso was in the process of
What
progress.
happened to him afterward? His best
But
friend,
the French were able to use his people
his best
to
friend.
kill him.
They used his best friend
Yeah.
to kill him. His best
So
friend.
I'm not
his
going to
best
blame
friend.
the French only. I'm also going to blame his best friend for being a sucker and allowing himself to be used.
Well, that's greed, bro. It's human. It's human nature. It's greed. It's just
And
greed,
that's
bro.
the same thing happening with the Nigerian president right now. The guy came out with a statement yesterday saying that 200 million plus Nigerians love and miss the Queen, and we are in a mournful stage, and they are going to fly the flags half-mast across Nigeria. That's a joke to me, man.
Apparently, the guy is speaking for himself, not for Nigerians. I mean, come on, the guy, he knows he's speaking for himself.
The guy is ridiculous, man. How do you say 200 million people knew the Queen? Bro, trust me, the amount of Nigerians that know the Queen is maybe 5%. Not even up to 5% of Nigerians are aware of anybody called any Queen or any monarchy.
I think
I'm going to drop the mic now.
I have to say that I think like millions of Nigerians know Queen Elizabeth though. Like she's one of the. I think she's the most popular queen in the world, right? She was the most, bro. She was the most popular, like popular. Any country you go, they know her. It's just that people know her for different reasons. You know, like some people know her. If you're a European, I say if you're European, you're a European, you know her for the British monarchy and how she conducted herself, how nice she was, how she defended Europe against the Nazi, stuff like that. But if you're an African and you're an Asian also, bro, you will know her for, massacre and basically slavery. I mean, ancestors for sure. Let's keep it right here. If she had apologized to Africans or to Indians or let's say Asians, the Southeast Asians, I think it would have been better. However, she never apologized once for the sins of her forefathers. I think that's where she got it wrong, bro.
It's quite unfortunate that, man, whatever you represent, people are going to associate that with you. And since the Queen of England represented the British monarchy, that's what we associated her with. So
yeah, it's not a bad thing to represent the British monarchy. It's just that sometimes, power changes. Okay, she was there for 70 years, bro. 70 years in her career, she never one day say, Africans, we are sorry for what we did. In fact, even to this day, the British they are still holding thousands of Benin bronzes. Okay, thousands. And they are saying it belongs to them. Like, how can you come to my land and take what belongs to me? You was not invited. Okay, it's not like you're the first. It's not like the British were the first. White people we saw, bro. We've been trading. We traded with the Portuguese for over 300 years prior to the British coming. So basically, we already know their ways. So they come in and just claiming everything and say, "Oh, yeah, we want to control the trade right here." How can you come from your own land and say you want to control that person's trade? Do you expect an African to go to a UK and say, "Oh, want to control the trade"? That was what they did. And listen, is one. I understand that the Queen was not there. I think it was her mom. It was the mom also. I don't know who was around. I think it was Queen Elizabeth the first also. So she might not have been, but she was the one. Like, come on, man, come on. Like, you have to definitely rectify these things. You cannot bring life back. However, you can definitely apologize to these people and say, listen, we did you guys wrong. This is what we listen. It's not just to us, bro. To the entire Africa. I'm talking about to the entire Africa, from Kenya to Nigeria to Ghana to I don't know, Angola. That was Portuguese stuff. But anyway, to the entire English-speaking African nation, she should have apologized. At least,
I don't think her apology would have done anything, to be honest. So
bro, it would have been better. It would have been better. Come on, it would have been better. That's like she didn't. The British monarchy are not showing any remorse for the deed. That's why I don't know why I tend to like that guy. What's his name again? Prince Harry. I tend to like him more because I think I heard him in an interview speak about some things like this, that they need to rectify some things. Some things. So I think that's why I like the other guy more, the Prince Harry. But I think after this guy, King Charles, I think the next one is the other one, that ugly one. The ugly one, the other prince. Prince Harry is not the first. He's not in line for the kingship. But I think the ugly one, that one is the line for the kingship. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, listen, how did I feel? When she passed away, I don't know how to feel. Because I'm an historian. So as an historian and someone that come from a land that over 130 years ago, that the land of British came and basically conquered, took everything, took our they took our stuff away. Like, come on, man. So I don't know how to feel about it. I don't know. I wasn't happy. I cannot say I was happy. I wasn't happy. I wasn't sad. I was just like, life is too small. Even kings die, even queens die. So you can never live forever. It's just what it is.
But bro, she was 96 years old. It's not even a story. This should not even be story at this point, to be honest. This was a 96-year-old great grandma that died. That's normal. That happens all the time.
Yeah.
So why are people? Well, whatever, man, whatever, bro. As far as me, I'm concerned, I don't really care because in Nigeria, where I'm from, hundreds of people get killed every single day.
In the UK right now,
and nobody talks about it.
They are mourning. So, they are mourning right now. They're mourning the Queen. I don't know what they are mourning for. Instead of them to celebrate her life, celebrate her being, living that long, because it's not everybody that live that long, huh? And it's funny how. I don't know how. It's funny. There's a tweet I saw yesterday of this guy Trevor. I think his name is Trevor Sinclair. I think he's a former, he's an Man City footballer. So he tweeted something very to the British controversial. However, I saw truth in what he said. So in the tweet, he said something that has to do with. Let me look at it right here.
Race.
Let me look at it right here. So yeah, as he said, racism was outlawed in England in the 60s and it's been allowed to thrive. So why should black and brown mourn? Hashtag the Queen. So this tweet right here triggered a lot of British far rights and critics and people calling them all sort of names and say, oh, is this, is that, is all this. I'm just looking at.
Oh, he's a traitor! He's a traitor!
Yeah, those sort of things, and they call him all sort of names. I'm like, come on, what he said is actually true. What are you saying? How? So you mean England in the 60s? Despite this is what I think. This is why should former colonies have any relationship to do with England and Great Britain, in my opinion? Because in the 60s, I think we got our independence in 1960, right? Yeah, we did. Nigeria, right? I think Ghana got theirs in 1950 something, right?
Yep, 50,
if I'm not mistaken,
57 or 58.
Ghana got independence before us. So in that time, are you telling me that we were seen as animals to them, or I don't understand, or we don't see as humans to them, or what are you saying?
Are you surprised? Come on, this is known knowledge,
bro. In 1960,
even till this day, many people still see many people as inferior to them.
It's a little bit weird, huh? It's just weird. In 1960, that's like not long ago. Even I wasn't born then, but however, it's not long ago, bro. Come on.
But I'm gonna give Barbados some credit for disassociating themselves from the British control that happened around 2021. I remember they had that ceremony where Rihanna was like a representative of Barbados, and they basically became completely independent of the British Empire. That was impressive, man.
Really, they did that?
Yes, and I think Jamaica is trying to follow suit.
Well, Anthony Joshua, Joshua is part of the British British Empire, We have to say that he has the OBE. I think isn't it MBE, yeah, MBE. So he wished like, of course he made a tribute to the Queen, and I think it's okay. I think it's nice. Joshua did that. However, like I still can't understand. I don't know, man. I still can't understand. Maybe listen, Joshua is embedded in history. However, Joshua is like a modern guy. Okay. So, and also one thing I've noticed about the Black British, or how you want to say them? How should I call them? Nigerian British or Caribbean British, or I don't know whether you want to say Black British or so. They seem to be afraid, to speak out against injustice, because it's funny how this guy, Sinclair, was pushed aside quickly. He was pushed aside. Like the guy is like being bashed and called names and stuff like that, just by saying like what has changed in the country since the 60s. And yet, when it comes to racism, the Premier League, for example, Premier League, they take it very, like, it's very, the British government are not really fighting it like the way they should be fighting it. At least in America, you might say, yeah, America is this, America is that. However, in America, the Black Americans or African Americans, however they want to call themselves, are really fighting against injustice. They speak like they have more balls. I have to say they have more balls, more cojones than the Black British. You have to understand that. So I think it's one of those things we should look at and just, listen, I'm an historian, bro, but sometimes talking about these things, I don't know, man. I don't have any sympathy for any of these people that destroy the world. However, Queen Elizabeth II, despite her not participating in the British Empire, controlling the world, then she should have issued an apology to past what our forefathers, the atrocities they committed in various places in the world. Let me get my brother here, Clement, to speak on this real quick before we go to Fury, Joshua, and Claressa Shields, stuff like that. Clement, what's your quick take on this before we go to the next subject?
Yeah, how you doing, Mr. Raymond? There's a lot to say about this, but we just have to summarize, make it as concise as possible. Let us not forget that the British are not the only culprits. The French people are also part of the reason why Africa is what it is today. But since we're talking about the demise of the Queen, our focus is centrally around around the United Kingdom. Now, the problem of Africa started as far back as 1885 during the Berlin Conference, also known as the Congo Conference, where the main intent of the British was to conquer Africa for trade reasons. We call it the partitioning of Africa. So their interest was not to help Africa or to develop the continent in any way. Their interest was more of an economic interest, and you all know what happened thereafter. Slave trade. America was about the biggest beneficiary of the slave trade. Black people were exported through all sorts of gimmick schemes, underhand tactics. Black people were transported across the Atlantic, the Pacific, and sold as slaves until recently, until during the time of Abraham Lincoln, even in the Constitution of the United States of America, black people are not considered full human beings. They are saying that I think 1/3 or thereabouts humans, so they are not considered as full human beings. In fact, there's when America abolished slavery, they brought it back through the back door and said, "Oh, if you are in prison, if you have been imprisoned or incarcerated, then you can be considered a slave. You can be used for all sort of stuff." And that very much speaks to the fact why a lot of black people are incarcerated in America for simple and stupid reasons, because they make use of these black people to produce a lot of things you see in the market today, ranging from military uniforms to security uniforms to piece of furniture and all that. Now, why is Africa where it is today? It is more of a foundational problem. The foundation of Africa has been destroyed to the extent that till tomorrow, the British and the French people determine the price of products like cocoa, crude oil, and everything coming from Africa. And Africa is still being colonized till tomorrow because we cannot actually determine our destiny. A whole lot of things that we do is under the searchlight of the white people. How can you explain?
You know what's funny? You know what's funny though? Like, the funny thing is that, like, it's funny how Thomas Sankara, like, brought a movement that almost changed African nations, and he was killed by his own people. So it's like there are people who can change on the stage. It's just that they'll be killed by their own people.
So yeah, that's where I'm coming from. I've not even touched that point.
That's why you have to respect the Chinese more. The Chinese, we have to respect them more, because
the Chinese were never colonized. I don't think they were ever colonized.
No, of course they were. They was occupied, bro. They were occupied. Come on, man.
By who?
Bro, what are you saying?
Were they colonized? There's no between occupation and colonization.
Bro, come on. The British influenced Hong Kong. People from Hong Kong.
They were not colonized. So when we talk of colonization, okay, so back to what I was saying. With regards to Africa was more or less seen as the farm for Britain.
The Asians were colonized, bro. Come on, what are you saying? They just decolonized themselves. They decolonized themselves by themselves.
The Chinese
they were colonized. What are you saying?
Colonized by Britain or France? That's my question.
Bro, Asians. China was colonized, bro. It was like, come on, man. China. What are you saying? Yeah, man.
China was colonized.
Not all part of China, but part of China were colonized. Yes.
China was not really colonized, but this guy is not about China.
They decolonized. They decolonized themselves. I have to tell you that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we are talking of Africa, really.
Yeah.
So black people, we were colonized by Britain, and then we were not just colonized physically, we were colonized mentally. These guys came to Africa with religion. They told us about religion, they introduced Christianity, which they said is a religion of love and all that. However, what they intended to achieve and what they did achieve with religion was to psychologically and mentally enslave Africa to the extent that you cannot even on moral grounds question their actions. Because what did they say? They say, oh, the Bible says, slaves are supposed to be obedient to their masters and all this kind of bullshit. These people talk about a God, a loving God, but the atrocities they committed in Africa cannot be, you can't juxtapose it with what they preached. So we are talking of people that destroy the foundation of black people, such that anywhere you see the black man in the world is not even seen as human. They don't consider you as human.
Bro, I'm human, bro. What are you saying? You don't see that human. Come on.
Most of these white guys don't consider black people as humans.
Do I consider some people like that as humans? No, they don't. All of them don't behave like human. What are you saying, bro? Come on. No, we are not in it. We are not in the 1700s.
I'm saying that most of these white people
Yeah.
don't consider you as much as a human being.
So
like,
do I consider the people you are talking about now as human, as much as a human being? Do I consider them as human being?
It doesn't matter whether you consider them as human being.
So
it doesn't matter whether why it doesn't matter. Do you know why? Do you know why it doesn't matter? Can you let me quickly establish my point?
Yeah.
You know why it doesn't matter? Because these people have been able to entrench themselves as superior. They have the power scientifically, technologically, and otherwise.
Bro, they don't enter anything. It's the government. What do you say? What do you say?
That is the government.
What does an average American know about science, or an average German know about science? It's the government.
Okay, so it's not about what they know.
The government
trains
some people.
So it's about the power that has been bestowed on these people. So if for instance, if you talk about America, right?
Yeah.
In America, let's say you have an issue with a white guy. The fire breaks out and the cops come. They're gonna play with you, bro. They're gonna play with you and protect that white kid. It's not because the white kid knows anything, because of what the society sees in him and you. So what am I trying to say,
bro? Bro, that's a systematic. That's what you call systematic discrimination. It has nothing to do with, bro. It has nothing to do with the color whatsoever.
Because you are talking of your daily life, right? You are talking of your daily existence as a human being. So we are talking of a system where black people have been strategically humanized by the British monarchy to the extent that in today's world we cannot write off those vestiges of dehumanization cannot be totally written off.
Well, I understand. Listen, I understand that. I understand that the British. Listen, even in as much as the British are not the British Empire did not start slavery. Slavery began many years ago. Like, come on, man, thousands of years ago. Let's keep it right here. From the Arabic slave trade, we all know what happened. To the Romans and stuff like that. However, the transatlantic slave trade was worse, and the British actually enhanced it. So listen, the origin is from there. It's from England. We know that. In fact, no, even before they started, they started this discrimination on black people. The Irish were the first that suffered that were targeted. Next to them, Irish are close to them. We all know what happened. We all know the reason why Northern Ireland is in the UK. But even though Highland, Northern Ireland should be part of Ireland. You know what I mean? We know the history there. But I'm just saying right now that it is listen, bro. We'll leave the history for another day for now. Because we talk about this now, it will just take over our topic, our subject. Anyway.
Okay, how you doing? Yeah, good.
Yeah. Anyway, Adewale, what do you make of this? Of Tyson Fury, trickery? Adewale, are you there? Are you there? Are you there, bro? I think you're here. I can see. Oh, I think something happened. Yeah, Adewale, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
An apology cannot really do anything. However,
Clement, what did you do? Wait. Nobody can hear you now. Adewale, what do you make of Fury shenanigans in terms of Joshua, like trying to lure Joshua into a trap?
Man, listen, Tyson Fury, that guy, I don't know why the guy just plays games with everybody, man. I don't know why you're trying to fight AJ. Why don't you just wait until you fight Usyk? Usyk said he's not going to be ready in December, but he's going to be ready early 2023. So why don't you just wait a couple of more months and fight Usyk, get the undisputed done, get it over with. But I think I know what Fury is trying to do, bro. Fury wants to quickly put AJ on his record, on his resume, before everybody else does. Because I tell you the truth, man, people are looking at AJ as low-hanging fruit. Young Daniel Dubois, low-level heavyweights. They want to get a go at AJ if they have the opportunity because they all believe they can beat him. You know, and Tyson Fury, what I think he's doing is he's trying to put AJ on his resume before a guy like Daniel Dubois does.
Wow. Amazing. So, what do you think Joshua should do? Joshua saying that you would love to take it, but Fury insisted that it has to be December 3rd. Team Joshua saying, listen, we accept your offer, 60-40, but at least let it be December 17th. What do you make of that? Clement, mute on your hand, mute, I beg.
Bro,
okay,
man,
what do you think of that?
I think to be in all fairness, even though AJ is not in a position to negotiate, because this is probably gonna be the first time that he will be the B side in a fight. And he should just take whatever Fury offers him if he really wants to fight, because I'm sure millions of fans still want that fight. So if AJ is serious about that fight, then he should take December 3rd, man. December 3rd till December 17th. What's the difference? Isn't it just 2 weeks? I mean, he fought about 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago. He's going to have about 14 weeks between his last fight and December 3rd or December, whatever. So if you have 14 weeks, don't you only need 8 weeks in training camp? Especially when you're an active fighter, you recently had a fight, and now you have an opportunity, free opportunity to fight for a world title. You should take it, bro. If you really want that fight, take it, man. No excuses.
Bro, I don't support it, bro. Anyway, let's get around here quick. Clement, what do you make of this?
Yes, I think it's for me. It's more of mixed emotions, mixed reactions. Why Fury? The guy is just something else. Like I can't really understand that guy. The guy is a weirdo. That's all I can say. You recall Anthony Joshua? I've been trying to make the Fury fight long ago. The first time when Fury came out of retirement, Eddie Hearn offered him to the Tony Bellew fight, Dillian White, and then Anthony Joshua for 60-40. He refused that offer. He went ahead to fight Sefer Sefari and Pianetta, you know, and then before he faced Deontay Wilder. So then thereafter, Joshua still pressed for the fight, and the arbitration, which they were not talking about anyway, then was the stumbling block. So Fury, for some reasons, I don't know if he doesn't want to fight AJ, if he's just using AJ as a clout, I don't understand. But let's look at the situation right now. AJ is just coming off 2 back-to-back losses to Alexander Usyk. We saw what happened after that fight. He had a mental fit in the ring. And then Fury, who is supposed to be the best, the number 1 heavyweight in the world. Hello?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. So Fury is supposed to be the best heavyweight in the world. He's trying to fight a guy that is coming off 2 back-to-back defeats. A guy who is mentally broken. I don't see that as an offer. He's just trying to take advantage of AJ. That's all I say. He's trying to get a man at his weakest point. Of course, if AJ accepts the fight, AJ will be going into that fight as a massive underdog. Would he win? I don't even think AJ is going to win that fight. Right now, I believe AJ will even lose most fights. AJ, in my opinion, has to rebuild. So I believe Fury just wants to take advantage of Joshua's calamity, quickly get him in the ring, get a win over him, and then go into the Usyk fight, which to me is not fair. You know, it's not fair. AJ should just decline that offer altogether. He has no business accepting that offer. The only reason AJ accepts that offer is if he's greedy. He just wants to make money. That's it. If you want to make money, then go ahead to accept the offer. If not, let that offer go, because it's not the right time for AJ to fight.
Clement, I didn't want to say that, what you just said, but you said it anyway. I'll be honest with you. The only reason AJ accepts this fight is for money. There is no other reason, because his chances of winning the fight is extremely low. He's currently having low confidence, mentally, physically. Why is he trying to fight Tyson Fury when you're just coming off 2 losses, and the vast majority of people don't even believe you that you can? And then if you lose that fight, guaranteed you're going back to the bottom. So I don't understand. It's only for money. It's only for money that AJ will accept that fight. And if he does, I mean, he's going to get richer. He will probably have an extra $30 million in his account. And the fans are going to be happy because it's a fight that fans want to see. But he should be ready for the consequences, because he would have to go back to the bottom if he gets defeated by Fury.
Yes, bro. Guys, you heard it from our brothers, Clement and Adewale. Stay tuned for more exclusive bangs right here. So let me say bye to our viewers. I'll be right back very soon. I think probably tomorrow or so. Big ups to each and every one of you, and God bless you all for the support of the channel. Cheers.
I told my twin stick to the stick.